All right, so, like, have you ever seen something online that just makes you do a double take?
Oh yeah, all the time, especially these days. It seems like every time you refresh Twitter, there's something new and crazy going on.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened to me on March 20th, 2025. It involved Kanye West and 50 Cent, two people who've never exactly been known to shy away from, making headlines.
Oh wow, okay, Kanye and 50, that's a combo you don't see making news together every day. What happened? Spill the tea.
Well, we're going to deep dive into an article from that day, March 20th, to unpack this whole thing. I think it'll be a really interesting look at how these two figures interact, especially given their history and how the internet reacted to it all.
Their history, yeah, that's a whole other story. Definitely a lot to unpack there. But okay, let's start with the actual event. What went down on March 20th?
So it all started with a tweet from Kanye, as a lot of things do these days. But this one was a little different than his usual, let's say, provocative tweets.
Oh, Kanye being, dare I say, nice. Now that is news. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, he actually went so far as to call 50 Cent one of his favorite people.
Whoa, hold on. Kanye saying someone else is a favorite, that's pretty out there for him. I mean, he's usually all about himself, right?
Right, and it gets even wilder. He went on to say that he thought 50 could be like a key figure in bringing back Black economic independence.
That's interesting. Makes you wonder, like, what exactly Kanye is thinking there. Is he talking about 50's business ventures? His influence? Or is it more like a symbolic kind of thing, acknowledging 50's impact?
It's hard to say for sure. But anyway, Kanye's tweet is only half the story. 50 Cent's response. Well, that's what really blew up the internet.
Yeah, I can only imagine. What did he say?
He reposted Kanye's tweet on Instagram and just captioned it, "What you say about them kids?"
Oh, classic 50. Straight to the point, a little bit shady, and with that emoji, you just know he's not taking it too seriously.
Right. And of course, everyone immediately knew what he was referring to, those comments Kanye had made about parenting.
Yeah, that was all over the news. So 50 was basically acknowledging the compliment, but, throwing a little jab in there at the same time.
Well, that's an understatement. The article describes it as a total social media frenzy. Everyone was screenshotting, commenting, making memes, the whole 9 yards.
The internet loves a good, messy celebrity interaction, and honestly, this one was prime meme material.
Absolutely. One user at Essence Sneak commented, "I love both of y'all so much, Lamau," and it instantly became a meme. It just captures the whole vibe so perfectly.
I can see why that went viral. It's funny because it's true. We all love to watch this kind of thing unfold, even if it's a little cringy.
So true. And speaking of cringe, at Eastland6 commented that Kanye suddenly had some sense when talking about 50. I thought that was an interesting take.
Yeah, it's almost like there's this perception of 50 as being more, grounded. Like someone whose approval actually means something.
Maybe. And then at Connor Moon 99 made this hilarious comparison. "Ye giving 50 the I like you, don't come to school tomorrow treatment easy." That's exactly what it felt like, right? This slightly awkward compliment with an undercurrent of stay away from me.
Totally. Kanye maybe realized he shouldn't push things too far. He knows 50's got a reputation.
And at Uckreen's was definitely thinking the same thing. They commented, "He knows not to beef with 50, he undefeated."
Truth. 50's been in more than his fair share of public feuds, and he always seems to come out on top.
It's like everyone knows not to mess with him. And at Neek was all about 50's perfect comedic timing. Their comment was, "It's the what you say about them kids that got me sus."
Oh, for sure. That line totally stole the show. It was just so quick and effective, acknowledging the compliment, but immediately bringing things back down to earth and reminding everyone of Kanye's, shall we say, controversial side.
Yep. And then you have at B4 Hendrix, who is basically begging 50 to mentor Kanye, saying, "Help him, man, he needs your guidance, sus."
It's like they see 50 as the voice of reason, the steady hand that Kanye needs to avoid, total self-destruction.
Right. And then, maybe the most thought-provoking comment of all came from at Gold Trombiano, who said, "Y'all basically the same person, Kelsa."
Wow. That's deep. And honestly, when you think about it, they do have some similarities. Their huge personalities, their ambition, and their impact on music.
Yeah, for sure. They're both incredibly driven and have built empires that go way beyond just music. Okay, so to really understand this whole interaction, we need to go back in time a bit, way back.
Okay, history lesson time. I'm ready.
So the article talks about this infamous sales battle between Kanye and 50 back in 2007. They both released albums that year, Graduation and Curtis.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was like the Battle of the Titans. Everyone was talking about it. Two huge artists, two very different styles, and a ton of hype.
Exactly. And 50 Cent actually said that if Curtis didn't outsell Graduation, he'd quit making solo albums.
That's a pretty bold statement. He really put himself out there with that one.
He did. And in the end, Graduation ended up selling more.
So 50, he didn't actually quit music, right? I mean, clearly he's still making music today.
Yeah, he didn't actually follow through on that promise. But still, it was a defining moment for both of them.
Yeah, it's like it kind of shifted the landscape of hip-hop. Kanye's more, experimental style was becoming more mainstream. And it was definitely a challenge to 50's more hardcore sound that had been dominating the charts.
Totally. But now, fast forward to 2025, and things seem pretty different. Like, based on this article, they actually seem to be on good terms publicly. It even says this is a rare display of acknowledgement from 50, who's not exactly known for praising other celebrities, especially after Kanye's recent controversy.
Yeah, it's interesting that 50's being so careful, He's not exactly going all out with the praise. It's more like a cautious nod. And the parenting comment, well, that's just 50 being 50, never missing a chance to throw a little shade.
Right. But even with that jab, the article describes their exchange as having a lighthearted friendliness. Like maybe there's a genuine mutual respect there now, something that wasn't really there before.
It's possible. I mean, maybe all those years of, rivalry and competition have eventually evolved into something more mature, more respectful, or maybe they just both realized it's more entertaining to be on good terms, at least publicly.
That's true. Who knows what really goes on behind the scenes. But at least for now, the internet is loving this little truce. And I have to admit, I am too.
Me too. It's like sometimes it's just fun to see people, even celebrities, put aside their differences and just, be cool with each other.
Absolutely. So to recap, we have Kanye West out of the blue praising 50 Cent, even suggesting he could be a leader in some kind of, black economic revolution. Then we have 50 in true 50 fashion, responding with a mix of acknowledgement and a well-timed jab about Kanye's parenting choices. And all of this against the backdrop of their long, complicated history, their legendary sales battle, and the fact that, well, they both just really like to stir things up.
It's like a real-life soap opera, but with rap stars and Twitter feuds. You can't make this stuff up.
You really can't. And this whole thing really gets you thinking, doesn't it? Like, what is Kanye really thinking? Is his admiration genuine?
Yeah.
And what does 50's response actually tell us about how he sees their relationship now?
I think that's the best part. It's not just about the drama. It's about what it says about these two guys, how they've evolved, and what their dynamic really is.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so fascinating to dissect. So everyone listening, I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive. And I'll leave you with this. Think about everything we've talked about, their history, their personalities, and their recent interaction. What do you think is really going on here? Let us know your theories.
Yeah, hit us up on social media. We want to know what you think.